Hello, dear viewers, and welcome back to our channel. If you're fascinated by the inner workings of the British monarchy, and particularly the diplomatic role of King Charles III, then you're in for a truly insightful look today. Before we dive into the details of a very significant meeting that took place just this past Wednesday at Buckingham Palace, I want to remind you to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your engagement truly helps us bring you more content like this. Now, let's turn our attention to the heart of today's story. King Charles, as many of you know, isn't just the monarch of the United Kingdom. He's also the head of state of Canada, a vital member of the Commonwealth. And this past week, he welcomed some very distinguished guests from across the Atlantic. We're talking about Gregory Peters, the 17th usher of the Black Rod since Confederation, a position steeped in history and tradition, and Raymond Gagne, the esteemed Speaker of the Senate of Canada. These are individuals who play crucial roles in Canadian governance, and their visit to Buckingham Palace underscores the enduring bond between the UK and Canada. The meeting itself, which we understand lasted for approximately half an hour, was described as a warm exchange of greetings. Now, that phrase, warm exchange, might seem like standard diplomatic language, but in the world of royal protocol, it speaks volumes. It suggests a genuine connection, a mutual respect, and a shared understanding. And that's particularly significant in the current global climate, wouldn't you agree? One of the most remarkable aspects of this meeting, and something that has truly captured the attention of royal watchers worldwide, is King Charles's fluency in French. Now, His Majesty has delivered speeches in French on numerous occasions. He's clearly dedicated to mastering the language. But to hear from those present that his fluency continues to impress, well, it speaks to his commitment to fostering strong relationships with Francophone nations, and particularly with Canada, where French is one of the official languages. Imagine the impact of that. To be able to converse with someone in their native tongue, to understand the nuances of their language and culture, it builds bridges in a way that few other things can. It demonstrates a level of respect and dedication that goes far beyond mere formality. And for our audience members who have perhaps traveled extensively or learned a second language themselves, you know firsthand the power of that connection. Now, while palace officials have understandably kept the specifics of the conversation private, it was, after all, a private audience. We do know that the discussion touched upon national and international topics of great concern. Let's consider that phrase for a moment. Topics of great concern. In today's world, that could encompass a multitude of issues from climate change and economic stability to global security and geopolitical tensions. The fact that King Charles is engaging in these discussions with key figures from a major Commonwealth nation like Canada highlights his active role on the world stage. He's not simply a figurehead, he's a participant, a facilitator, a voice for diplomacy and understanding. And the timing of this meeting is particularly noteworthy. It came just a week after outgoing Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had his own private discussions with the King. And, as many of you will recall, this followed some rather challenging remarks made by then US President Trump. Now, we won't delve into the specifics of those political events here. Our focus is on King Charles's role, and what's clear is that he has been playing a crucial diplomatic part in the aftermath of those, let's call them, disagreements. Following a, shall we say, less than ideal meeting at the White House between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky, King Charles stepped in, demonstrating a remarkable ability to navigate complex international relations. He didn't just offer words of support, he took concrete action. He showed solidarity with European states, reaffirming the importance of those alliances. And in a move that underscored his commitment to maintaining dialogue, he even extended an invitation to President Trump for a second state visit, a gesture aimed at fostering peace and understanding, even amidst considerable tension. This is the essence of modern monarchy, isn't it? It's not about wielding absolute power, it's about using influence, using the weight of tradition and history to promote stability, to encourage cooperation, and to act as a bridge between nations. Let's take a step back and consider the historical context. For centuries, the British monarch has played a pivotal role in international affairs. From negotiating treaties to hosting state visits, the crown has been a constant presence on the global stage. And King Charles is clearly continuing that tradition, adapting it to the challenges and complexities of the 21st century. Think about the sheer breadth of experience and knowledge that King Charles brings to these conversations. He's met with countless world leaders, he's traveled extensively, he's witnessed firsthand the evolution of global politics over decades. That kind of institutional memory, that deep understanding of international relations, is invaluable. And it's not just about formal meetings and official pronouncements. It's also about the subtle gestures, the personal connections, the quiet conversations that take place behind the scenes. It's about building trust, fostering rapport, and creating an environment where dialogue can flourish. Now, some might argue that the role of a constitutional monarch in the modern world is largely symbolic. But what we've seen with King Charles, particularly in this recent meeting with Canadian officials and his broader diplomatic efforts, demonstrates that the reality is far more nuanced. He's a figure who commands respect, who can convene leaders, and who can use his influence to promote positive change. It's also important to remember that the monarchy, at its best, represents continuity and stability. In a world that often feels chaotic and unpredictable, that sense of enduring tradition can be a powerful force for good. It provides a sense of national identity, a shared history, and a framework for navigating change. And for our viewers who have lived through significant historical shifts, who have witnessed the rise and fall of empires, the ebb and flow of political ideologies, you understand the value of that stability, that sense of continuity, perhaps better than anyone. So, what can we take away from this seemingly small but deeply significant meeting at Buckingham Palace? We see a monarch who is actively engaged in the world, who is using his position to foster dialogue, to build bridges, and to promote understanding. We see a continuation of a long and storied tradition, adapted to the challenges of our time. We see a commitment to diplomacy, a dedication to service, and a deep understanding of the interconnectedness of our world. And perhaps most importantly, we see a reminder that even in the midst of global uncertainty, there are individuals working tirelessly behind the scenes to build a more peaceful and cooperative future. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on all of this. What do you think about King Charles's diplomatic role? How do you see the monarchy evolving in the 21st century? Share your perspectives in the comments below. Your insights are always valued and appreciated. And before we conclude, a final reminder to please like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth looks at the royal family and their work, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you for joining us today for this exploration of King Charles's recent meeting and his broader role on the world stage. We hope you found it insightful and engaging. Until next time, take care, and God save the King.